There are good things here, like especially when you look at Jin. But there's so many characters that should have gotten the Jin treatment. I mean, I don't know. I'm more interested in seeing the changes on a system level because, yeah, this is 1% of what they have to do at this point. The system changes are the more interesting one right now, like wall crush being removed. But they have said that mid-May, we're gonna get a significant patch again. So I'm expecting a heck of a lot more of this. What's up guys, TheMainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and now we got some more patch notes. It's the emergency patch, oh dear lord. Overall direction, I believe we have already read this, right? So let's see what it means specifically. Health gauge, exactly as expected, it has been raised with 20 points. So we go from 180 to 200. I do want to say straight away, but I think FDX said, and some other people have said, that this is gonna hurt poking playstyle. And it might. It's a little bit like, you know, someone might die to 2 combos anyway, right? So that doesn't change, but it's gonna take, you know, an additional mix-up now or two if you play poking playstyle to kill someone. And I've seen a huge outcry with this. Oh, poking's dead! Poking's dead! Oh my god! And I'm thinking like, are you poking in Tekken 8? I play Tekken 8 every day, and I'm like, granted, some of you might be poking, but all I see is big combo into, I go into heat, avalanche of bullshit in heat. It's not pokes, it's big swings that I can't do anything about. And then they run out of heat, and then I hope I'm still alive. So I'm just like, I don't know what poking you're talking about. I hate Tag 2, but when I hear FDX and a lot of people speak highly of Tag 2, and I'm just like, well, welcome back to Tag 2. Poking did not exist in Tag 2. It didn't. You can ask anyone. All that existed was launch into death combo. Is this a good change, a bad change? I don't know. I need to test it out. Could it potentially hurt poking? Yes. Are we using pokes in Tekken 8? I don't know. We use a lot of heat and we use a lot of combos, but well, we'll see how this plays out. The threshold for activating rage has been raised. Since the rage activation threshold is based on 23.5 of a character's total health, the increased maximum health. I would have loved to see the opposite here. There's too much resource gaming in this game, Tekken 8. And as I said in my previous video, I would love it if we earned heat, like people earn supers in Street Fighter, so that we could actually see rounds without heat. It would make the game more interesting. Because suddenly there would be variety. You would have rounds without heat, and you would have rounds with heat. It would be more fun to look at, and strategically, it would be more interesting. Because now, both people are just, you know, whacking out as much bullshit as they can. Resource gaming is a big deal in Tekken 8, because they're abundant. But I would like to see the opposite here. You lower down the threshold for rage. It's Rage Art Fiesta right now. Why not make it lower so that, you know, they have to go real low on their health bar to be able to do a Rage Art. Okay, so the mechanic where the defender received 5 recoverable, so you don't take chip damage anymore when breaking throws. I mean, naturally. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but interesting. After a hit, when transitioning into a running motion, the opponent's recovery time... Oh, heat engagers. Lovely. I was assuming it was going to be around 8 frames now instead of 17, but so it's 9 frames. So now when you land a heat engager, get that little cutscene, you don't get plus 17 anymore. 17 meant that they have to take your biggest mix-up, whatever you want to do. So basically 50-50 with Kazuya. They now lowered it to 9 frames, which is super good. It's still a big advantage, but Kazuya, for example, won't be able to Hell Sweep or forward 3 mix you. So this is a great change. Great change. Heat Dash changed post-hit aerial combo damage scaling from 70 to 60. So this is when you end the combo with a Heat Dash, and then they're slumped to the ground, and you do a big mid, bagoosh. You know, with Kazuya, you'll do Patricide Fist, bagoosh. So it will do 10% less. Well, a bit more. It used to be 70. So it's going to be do a bit less damage. Maybe one or 2 points less. Change recoverable damage inflicted when performing a heat dash after forcing your opponent to block a move from... Do they mean heat engager on block heat dash? Has that gone from 7 to 2? To reduce chip damage on block, the following adjustments have been made. Moves that do not normally deal chip damage. Okay, to lessen the additional chip damage applied during heat, the chip damage scaling has been changed from 25 to 20%. As a result, chip damage from blocking heat smash attacks has been lowered overall. Oh, and by the way, heat smashes have to universally be sidesteppable. Heihachi's heat smash should... I've said this a million times. Heihachi's heat smash should be the gold standard for heat smashes. It doesn't have tremendous range, and it loses to sidestepping on both sides. Just tiny steps beat it. Heat smashes are so overwhelmingly good on hit and on block that you should be able to step them easy. I know everyone agrees with me. Like, I don't know why so many heat smashes have like insane amounts of tracking. Moves that deal chip damage by default, adjustments were made so that no additional chip damage is applied during heat for these moves. Well, that's a good. Instead of backpedaling all the time on chip damage, why not just have it a heat-only thingy? Chip damage only applies to heat. And again, implement the main man change, make us earn heat. Don't start out with a full heat bar every match. Key charge. Okay. When a charged attack hits the opponent, the damage scaling on the first hit has been changed from 150 to 110. What? What? So key charges are just fucking useless now. So now it's just a taunt. Now it's just toxic BM. I mean, so I'm gonna take that chance. To do 10% more on my next attack? Like, come on. Now the only reason to keep it is to be toxic. I mean, you could just as well remove it now, you know. Now it only serves as, you know, teabag variation B. In future Tekken 8 updates, the development team is committed to minimizing situations that lead to one-sided exchanges. Among these, moves that trigger a wall stagger on block were a particular concern. You don't say. Such moves could easily create extreme advantages of plus 10 and more. Yeah, wall crush plus 17, plus 18, plus 20. When used near the wall, forcing to reduce these kind of one-sided scenarios, the team has reviewed a wall stagger on block moves across all characters. Any move that previously created an advantage of plus 10 or greater on or block will no longer trigger a wall stagger on block. But wait. Any move that previously created an advantage of plus 10 frames or greater on block will no longer even trigger a wall stagger. I mean, that's a huge nerf to certain characters. I mean, I'm looking mainly at Jin, you know, with infinite looping Zanshin 3-4, that fly kick. But the amazing change. Why was that ever a thing? Hey, I blocked your move. I'm minus 20. Great change. Well done. Like, I thought this patch was gonna be like, we're gonna fix Jax make some noise when he jumps, you know, like an orangutan. And also Paul's Hammer of the Gods on block, leading to, you know, half your health bar gone at the wall. But it's okay, we're changing a lot of stuff. Oh, of course, Anna gets released. She's honestly pretty cool, but she's completely overshadowed by the patch. And a lot of people thought the Eddie launch was bad. He was also overshadowed by a lot of terrible changes, you know, and Azucena not getting fixed. Remember how broken she was? But yeah, you thought he had it bad. Like Anna, it's just like, she's been out for 2 weeks. No one said a fucking word about Anna. I wonder if they nerfed her debuff. Does a ton of chip. Anna received both bug fixes and adjustments to certain moves. Specifically for heat moves involving 3 consecutive shots from lovely Tom, such as 1-2-1-2 and while running. The return was deemed excessively high near the wall, so the opponent's behavior on hit. By the way, a lot of people still don't know the counterplay to her slide into triple bazooka. Block the slide, and then you can hop kick. There's a pretty generous amount of time. Even Kazuya can do delay hop kick. She gets launch punished. So there was counterplay to this attack. But should it do 1,000,000 damage on counter it at the wall? Not so certain. Considering the ongoing balance direction of reducing chip damage in future updates, the amount of chip damage dealt during weakened state has also been reduced. Well, that's super good. It looked really excessive. Nerf. Oh, she's only getting nerfs. Oh, dear lord. No wall splat on that either. Here's the while running. Adjust the opponent's speed on final hit so it no longer... So, okay, the slide will no longer wall splat. Okay, good. Fragile. That's what she thinks of you simps, by the way. Reduced the additional chip damage applied when blocking moves. So they did nerf her debuff. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's still a very interesting mechanic. But yeah, maybe a little bit too over the top. But I liked that. I'm just playing Bison now in Street Fighter. And I've now finally understood what his mine does. It puts a mine on the opponent. And eventually it explodes. So it's bad for the opponent. But we have to hit Bison to get rid of it. And then Anna, it's the same thing. She applies her debuff. How do they get rid of it? They have to hit Anna. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then we have Asuka during Naniwa Gusto. I have to say, it broke my heart a little bit. Like, my thoughts on this patch, it's just... The Season 2 in general, for me, is just... It keeps... My opinion of it keeps going lower and lower. I learned yesterday about how strong Lars is. I'm gonna make a video on it. He's hilariously broken. I'm hoping there are nerfs for him here. And then yesterday I played Ranked with Kazuya. I played for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And it was just tournament players, obviously. Because if you're at like Tekken King right now, it's unbelievably high level. And it was Asuka. So I'm just like, okay, so everyone's playing Asuka. Why is that? And you can quickly tell through the gameplay. She was such a lovely character in Season 1. Like, very lovely. She played mostly defense. If you did not press into her, she had a big problem. Because her offense, very easily to counterplay. There was a lot of strategy to playing Asuka, and you could play around her, right? But then they've turned her into a proper Anga Bunga character in Season 2. And it's super shoddy animations where you can't tell what she's doing. Everything is homing plus 1,000,000, and it's such a shame. It is such a shame. Balance direction. Bryan. Okay, Bryan. I'm assuming they have nerfed the new hatchet. Neo Grim Reaper. It offers high reward on hit. It came with very low risk. Oh my god, they're killing me. Wait. So not only is it -12 on block, but it's treated like a heat smash for some reason, and that means it cannot be low parried. So it seems a little bit excessive in safety. The opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 1 frame, and the advantage on block has been changed. So this was what I was looking for. So it no longer counter hit wall splats, and it's now -13. So it's like his normal hatchet now, -13. The consumption of remaining heat has been changed from minus... Okay. I haven't made my video on Bryan yet, but there's so many problems with Bryan now. And again, this is a character I really like. I really like Bryan. Problem with Season 1 Bryan was that he never played Tekken. He was playing Street Fighter. So they sort of fixed this with Season 2. They actually implemented pretty much every change I wanted to see. Incinerator, steppable. Requiem, steppable. Even in Heat, you can step it. Core Circle Back 1, on a normal hit, no longer leads to a follow-up into Oki. This makes it so that if that hits you while you're stepping him, which is your neutral strategy now against Bryan, if that hits you, you backroll automatically, he gets nothing else for free. So stepping is so much more rewarding now against Bryan. And he has to, like old Bryans of, you know, Tekken 7, etc., he has to use homing moves now. So I'm like, great, good, exactly what I wanted. But then what do? They give him a full crouch mix-up instead. With a busted low, and he can mix that with Fisherman Slam, a launcher that kills you, and is -10 on block. And you're just, again, like, Why are you giving this character a full crouch mix-up? This is not how Bryan is meant to be played. Bryan is not even meant to be a 50-50 character. Bryan is meant to be a neutral space control character that controls time and space, and then with strong timing and strong strings overwhelms the opponent with like mind games. He's trying to trick them to take their turn, and then he counters them in the face. That is Bryan. Or testing people's patience with machine gun punches. Like, with strong timing. They delay the hits, hoping you press into them. Why does Bryan have a full crouch mix-up? I don't even begin to understand the change. And I do like this, that it's minus 13, no longer counter at wall splat. But I still, and it takes more heat now, but I still have to ask, why does this character even have this? Okay, so Snake Eyes, forward 1+2. In accordance with the overall adjustment policy, wall stagger is no longer triggered on block. Parry Sabaki Mach Punch. That's used to wall crush. I didn't even know that. Oh my god, how broken was this move? How broken was this move? Claudio Bolognesi. During Starburst while running 1+2, in accordance with the overall adjustment policy, wall stagger is no longer triggered on block. Okay. Clive, you better nerf this fucking douchebag! Staff of Judgment had long reach. The Staff of Judgment that hit the Arif. And Cloud was very upset. Yeah, it hit real fucking hard. Forward 1+2. So this is the 60 damage counter it, +4, super long range mid, super duper, can't do shit. Okay. Reduced the damage on counter hit from 60 to 50. Why did it do 60? The opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 1 frame, and the advantage on block has been changed from +4 to +3. Change the chip damage on block from 6 to 2. Oh no, I'm a Clive main. What are you saying? My 5-meter mid, it no longer is +4 on block? Only +3? Only 50 damage on counter it? Oh my god, what am I gonna do? Oh my god, the darkness. The darkness. Sorry, I don't know why I went French, but I mean, this move is still God mode. Am I the only one who thinks this move is still God mode? This is supposed to be a nerf, but let's just say it's a new move. You know, let's say they introduce, this is the new Season 2 move, and they say, you have a 4-meter mid that's super fast. It does 50 damage on counter hit. It's +3 on block, and it does 2 points of damage on chip. They don't understand that it's when you combine that move with every other neutral option Clive has. It's like, he shouldn't have a move like this to begin with. Because he already has back 2, that homing high, which already is a gigantic problem in what it does. It's an infinity range homing high that mixes up the opponent on block, and on hit leads to significant damage and can launch. And then he has a homing long range mid counter hit launcher in Pile Driver that also pancake flips, hits grounded, and it's only -6 on block. He also has a Demon Breath, 13 frame startup, heat engager, safe on block. He also has Titan, a projectile, power crush. He also has, now, Get Over Here, Scorpion unblockable. You cannot give a character with that type of neutral a long range 50 damage counter hit mid that's +3 on block. It was already a super overwhelming neutral. You can't add new moves before you figured out the balance, you know, at the core of the game. You didn't think enough about what can Clive already do. I don't know how to play against this character. My god, that's the nerf Clive gets? That's the nerf this character gets. His heat is absolute busted. His combos, wall carry, fucking insane. He was already arguably top 5. And now he keeps this move. He keeps the unblockable Get Over Here. I mean, yeah, GG. Devil Jin, charge up. In accordance with the overall adjustment policy, wall stagger as long as... Oh, shit! So they mean not level 3, But the mid charge, which was the strongest one, it no longer wall staggers. This is a huge nerf to Devil Jin, man. Huge nerf to Devil Jin. But fully charged, you will still get the free flash punch. Yeah. Feng Wei. During heat, also wall stagger gone on heat smash, etc. Heihachi no longer gets wall stagger on CD3. So that's a huge nerf to Heihachi. That's a huge nerf. But it's fair. I mean, that was so stupid. It was so stupid. So Jack, you know, I'm assuming they nerfed. Make some noise! Did Tasty Steve inadvertently lead to the most busted attack ever? Fuck you, Tasty Steve. Oh, poor Tasty Steve. Damage changed from 30 to 20. But chip damage on block has been changed from 12 to 4. I mean, just look at these numbers. Damage changed from 30 to 20. Chip damage from 12 to 4. The opponent's recovery time and blocking has been reduced by 3 frames. Advantage has gone from 8 to 5. The attack hitbox has been reduced to mitigate the intended occurrence of hitting opponents who are behind. It hit behind Jack as well. Damn, that move seemed pretty decent. It hit behind him as well. Who designed that move? So now it's obviously less of a problem. But with the attack hitbox reduced, can I now step? Can he do 2-1, make some noise, and I can sidestep before make some noise connects? Because you have to be able to do that. Otherwise, this is not much of a fix. You can do that. Okay, perfect. Perfect, so I fixed it. 2-1 corrected the issue where the third input in the sequence could be executed 5 frames earlier than intended. Oh, that's what they meant. So it's 5 frames slower now. Or so you can step. You can step. Okay. Fixed an issue in practice where the CPU would not perform certain ukemi after a down hit. Corrected a bug where the combo counter this. Did they not nerf the upward 3 chain sequence, or is that still in the game? Does he still kill you from one launch? Okay, Jin. Do you think they nerfed his combo damage? No, Jin should do 120 damage from an electric. While running free, the timing a move can be performed after transitioning into sound has been delayed by 6 frames and referring to functional. Fuck you, Jin! Suck my fucking cock! While running free into stance, he gets +6, not +12. Very good change. Doesn't mean it's bad though, but now there's counterplay. During Zanshin 2, damage changed from 25 to 20. Good. Zanshin 4, so that's the dive kick. The opponent's behavior on down hit has been reverted. Yes! Yes! So he can it no longer staggers them on the ground for a free down punch. Zoo! That was broken, so yeah. Zanshin 4 during heat. Oh! Yes, Zanshin 4 and heat smash. Nice. I love how Clive gets like a tiny slap on the finger like this. You have been a naughty boy, Clive. But on Jin, put your hand on the table and that just fucking hammers the bones. Like Jin is still very strong, but here we see proper nerfing, right? Here's proper nerfing. So yeah, no wall stagger anymore on Zanshin 3-4, the fly kick, and the heat smash. I like what I see. Downward 1-4 expanded the hurt box, alleviating situations where certain attacks would whiff. Oh, right. So now everyone will be able to punish this shit on block. Good stuff. Very good stuff. I mean, job well done. Well done, developers. This is what it should look like on most characters, to be honest. June. Reduced recovery time inflicted on opponent by 2 frames, and the advantage on block has been changed from +6 to +4. Oh, so that's when she does in different strings. She ends it with the homing high, hiya, and then she can do, you know, more bullshit. But so it's less plus. During Izumo 3, the downward hitbox of first have been reduced, making it easier to sidestep. Oh, that's good. Izumo 4. Tracking performance has been reduced, making it easier to sidestep. Okay. Oh, so it's basically they want you to be able to sidestep this interaction. When she does forward free 2 on block, they want you to be able to sidestep Izumo 3 and Izumo 4, I assume. So that's good. There is counterplay to mix up and stand situations. During Miare, reduced the recovery time inflicted on the opponent by 2 frames, and the advantage on block has been changed from +6 to +4. Good. This move was dumb. The behavior on counter hit has been aligned with that on normal hits. Izumo 4 expanded the hurt box. Okay. Kazuya! No! This better be a buff! Down for 3, 2, 1. No! My charge attack! In accordance with the overall adjustment policy, wall stagger is no longer triggered on block. We all know how difficult Kazuya is to play. He is the Fundies character, fundamental. Everyone else should have had their wall stagger removed, except for Kazuya. And I know I speak for the community. No, but that's fair. I'm hurt. Balanced direction, promised consort king. In version 2, king received behavior fixes along with a rebalancing of a season 2 added move, Stampede Crush. Right. The second hit no longer connects as a natural combo after the first hit lands. Is this so are you supposed to be able to step the third hit, or the hitbox of a third hit has been reduced, making it harder to connect against your opponent's deck? Oh, so if you charge it up, you don't get the wall combo, I assume. That's good. Reduce the tracking ability of a third hit when you charged. Reduce the hitbox of a third hit, making it hard to connect against opponents in a down state. Very, very good changes. Very good. During Jaguar Sprint. So Jaguar Sprint 3. In accordance with the overall adjustment policy, wall stagger is no longer triggered on block. Those of you who never played Promised Consort King pre-patch, if you didn't play against the pre-patch boss, he would launch you, put you at the wall, do that fully charged wall combo, into sprint, and now you can't see what's going on. Is because the boss is on fire. There's like magma everywhere. And then before you can do anything, he has sprint free out. Sprint free. If this hits, you die. If it's on block, you take chip and you stagger, and king gets +20. Like, if you were never on the receiving end of this, I'm so happy for you. Super good nerfs, but he still has homing Giant Swing. He still has homing Muscle Buster. He still has homing Shining Wizard in Heat. This should not be in the game. His Heat Smash still tracks. Should not be in the game. His low poke, forward neutral 2, should not be -13. It should be -14. It's still way too strong in terms of what it does on hit, what it does on counter hit. While standing 2-2, should not go into Jaguar Sprint. You gotta pick one, Bandai Namco. If you don't want to do the nerfs I just suggested, then down for 2-1 should not be a thing. Okay, Lars is God mode from what I understand. I just love this. This just makes me smile. I know many of you missed it. I didn't pay too much attention to Lars anyway. I just had my trusted friend Ducky, pro player, explain Lars to me yesterday. You know his limited entry stance? He does 2-1. And then he spins around like a ballerina 360. And then he does a mid-low mix-up on you. He can also access limited entry from almost any stance. He holds down and he transitions into limited entry. They buffed his low in this stance, which is only -12 on block. They made it +26 on a normal hit, not a counter hit. On a normal hit, a -12 low gave Lars 26 frames of advantage. So that when that hit, Lars could go to IKEA, have his Swedish meatballs, and then come back, and then apply his biggest stance mix-up on you, like a Den Free or whatever. I don't even know how things like that make it into the game. And then they go like, wouldn't it be more reasonable if it's +4. That's still a good advantage, right? There's a pretty big difference in middle ground here between 26 and 4. They reduced the frames of advantage on this move by 22 frames. Like, I don't know, it's just puzzling how it even makes it in. Okay, dynamic entry 2, damage change from 19 to 17. That's that one, right? Silent entry 4, damage change from 23 to 19. That's the backlash. Damage to free hold, lost its block stagger, that's a charge move. Limited entry 1. Yeah, we just read that. Downforward 1-1 into limited entry, right? Oh, that's his new string. It's mid-high. Fixed an issue with the heat timer, would not recover when transitioning into... Yeah, anytime Lars is like infinity heat. Because anytime he does a stance transition, he regains a heat bar. And guess what? He stance transitions all the time. He stance transitions 3 times in 1 second. And now in heat, he has a safe low in heat, a stomp. Just like Consort Radon, Lars stomps into the ground, and a light pillar follows after the stomp, which also counts as an attack. Lars recovers during the light pillar's active frames. So he also goes Consort Radon on your ass. Paul, on his charge-ups, no wall stagger. Any charged up Death Fist, no wall stagger. Okay. 4-2, fix an issue where the amount of recoverable gauge restored. Okay. And they fixed Hammer of the Gods. Okay. I've spent too little time with Paul, but yeah, he seems significantly stronger. There are good things here, like especially when you look at Jin. But there's so many characters that should have gotten the Jin treatment. But it's funny, like Jin, he got away with murder all of Season 1. He literally did. But then with Season 2, they've done a good job of like chopping at him, I think, while adding cool combos. But there are multiple characters here who should have been hit just as hard as Jin, I think. Lee, do you know what Lee can do? From a while standing 2-3, that mid-launcher, he can do 50 damage. I think, yeah, they need to tone down Lee. I mean, I don't know. I'm more interested in seeing the changes on a system level because, yeah, this is 1% of what they have to do at this point. But they have said that mid-May, we're gonna get a significant patch again. So I'm expecting a heck of a lot more of this. The system changes are the more interesting one right now, like wall crush being removed. So that's way less, you know, like Jin gets you to the wall and it's infinite mix-up. Hopefully that's gone now, and that's, you know, that's a very good change indeed. Chip damage being reduced, heat engagers being +9 now. Like stuff like that is just, that's the exciting stuff. And HP going to 200. Again, you know, people saying like, oh, poking is dead. Like, I just wouldn't be as worried. It's 20 damage. And the reality is, like, this game, like I joked about at the start, this game is not about poking. You can poke a bit, certainly more than you did in Tag 2, but the problem this game has is the gigantic and super overwhelming heat mix-ups. It's, you know, when I played ranked yesterday against Asuka and Leo, literally what it was if I got a launch on them, I take them to the wall and I try to kill them, you know, and I use my Devil Kazuya and I use my bullshit. But if they survive, you know, it has like 10 HP left and I'm doing my final mix-up and I'm going against a strong player and I do Kazuya's damage 4. What does Leo do? He blocks it, and now he does, while standing for 1+2, he goes into heat. And now, you know, I go from a situation where he was 1 mix-up away from dying, but now he got momentum. He got into heat, and then I was stuck blocking for 10 seconds. He's doing, his heat attacks, and I'm just like, you know, I'm just blocking because I'm like, I'm not going to try and step this. I'm not going to try and do anything because all of the attacks are so plus. They're so heavy impact. They track so much. It's just like, and you just wait out. You know, you hope you don't die. You just wait out the Leo barrage. And then he was sort of done. And I was reduced to like 20% HP left. And then I'm like, okay, now we're playing Tekken again. And who gets killed? Who gets the final mix-up? That's the flow of most of my matches yesterday. Even against Asuka, who used to be pretty cool, same thing. He goes into heat, and I'm just like, okay, block. Hope to survive a barrage of bullshit. And it's a shame because they've added more characters to that list. You know, that used to be Dragunov, Jin. There's quite a few characters, right, in Season 1 we can point to. But we've just added more and more of these characters now where it's like, you just gotta wait out and hope you survive their avalanche of heat. They're very desperate right now, so giving you 20 points of increased health, to them it's like Band-Aid fix. Band-Aid fix. Hope it helps you survive this avalanche. Here's 20 HP, take it. So might hurt poking a little bit, but to them I think it's like, take this first aid spray, and hope it helps you right now until May, June, when we have more substantial changes. And they also said in the previous patch notes they were going to tone down combo damage. They were going to look at taking that down. And when they do that, I assume they're going to remove the 20 HP. That's what I'm thinking the game plan is. So take this 20 HP. Have fun, guys. You know, Chosen Undead. You know, have one extra Estus. Fight the bosses. And in 1 month time, Chosen Undead, I will bless you with reduced combo damage. And we can remove that Estus. That's what I assume the game plan is. Yeah. That will be my commentary on the patch notes. I'm going to play the patch now. Hope you all have a great day. Take care.